Hello from the void, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel and my Bachelorette challenge. In the words of Britney Spears in the year 2000, oops, I did it again, back to back, but this will be the last one because this is the last part of the Meet the Men and the first result. We will see the result of the first Saints and Sinners challenge. So are you ready to meet some more guys? Let me know in the comments who you like, what you think of the first result, and let's do the video.
First up today we have contestant number 7, Indigo Truffle, who goes by Indy, and this tall blue drink of water is a self-absorbed neat foodie who was made for me by Jess or Zach Ellie, who I will link their Tumblr below as ever. As with those that have come before, Indy is first going to have to impress our Bachelorette's best friend, Sateen Buttermilk. What you got for us, Indy? Grilled cheese, is it? Oh, looks like we've got a green sentiment. Okay, yeah, she thinks he is responsible and he thinks she is funny. So this hopefully is setting the stage for a positive first interaction today. We have got 2 stereos going, which is quite discordant. Need to sort that out. I wanted to make it look like a record player, but I think I just made a mess. Indy likes coffee, man after my own heart. Indy is a bit of a foodie, as we know. He is definitely like a knew that restaurant before it was cool kind of guy based on his bio. And we'll have to see what Sateen makes of that in the long run. But for now, they're getting on pretty well, talking about hang gliders, although an awkward silence has fallen. In the awkward silence, honestly, this music is really getting me. I need to turn one of them off, please. Someone say something. Distract me from this cacophony. They're just literally standing and bobbing, doing idols. Guys? You guys? Okay. Rain in Spain falls mainly in the plains. The sun in somewhere else. I can't do it. Okay, we're back on track. They are back to building relationship. I have no idea what happened there. The game wasn't lagging. The time was still passing. They just... Maybe Indy was like, let's do a trust exercise and just look at each other and then see how well you know me. Bats, balls. I don't know. I think I'm losing the plot a little bit. I've done too many of these in a row and I can't think of any witty ways to narrate the duck ham meh sound anymore. But that is Indy's time with Sateen up. Yeah, so he got a really high score with her despite the standing still. So I wonder if there was just like the animations weren't playing, but they were still doing interactions in the background. Who knows? Anyway, it doesn't seem to have disadvantaged him. Can he carry this through to his chat with Magma? So far so good. Okay, they both think the other is independent and capable. Is that going to make them like each other more or less? Either way, we're starting off with duck hands and teeth. But Magma seems fine with it. Maybe duck hands are the new jazz hands. Toga friends heard it here first. They are getting on, I think. It's quite hard because sometimes it looks like someone's had a negative reaction and then you get the little green pluses, or you think they've had a positive one and you get the little red minuses. But all seems pretty well. We've asked what happened. Maybe Magma is now like subsequently questioning whether Emerald made a dirty joke about the CDs. Weird, isn't it? Like, younger generations won't ever have had like a physical thing that music is on, except for like, I guess I know vinyl is still around, but like out of necessity. Who remembers mini discs? I feel like Indy would be into mini discs. He was like, the sound quality is just so much better than on MP3. It's my dad, basically. But Indy's not my dad. Okay, Magma is trying to leave. Indy, where the hell are you going? That door is locked. Indy? Indy's trying to wash his hands. Okay, Indy has somehow picked the lock out of the challenge room, which is why you've got like the random squares on the floor, and it was locked because no one else managed to get up there. What has happened, Indy? Are you a bad man? I mean, you've still managed to get 20 friendship, and you could have done a lot more if you hadn't done a runner, picked a lock and run away, but you still get some points. Additionally, just 1 positive moodlet to Magma, but that's still solid score. Contestant number 9 is Fluff Sugar Spin, who is a lazy foodie goofball who has been made for me by Rowena, who is the coolest girl on Twitch. Go check her out. She's working really hard to get to affiliate level, and we love to support our friends. Fluff is late to the party. Late is kind of one of his main characteristics, and Sateen is not a fan. Oh, they hate each other. Fluff thinks she's annoying, she thinks he's immature. This could go terribly. But he's trying to play it cool, got his sunglasses on, emotionally speaking, enjoying the sunshine. We've gone through about like 3 in-game days doing these intros actually, but we'll be resetting skills and everything at the end and everyone's relationship so that when we finally have everyone on full autonomy, everyone is equal and fair. But for the time being, despite that horrible first impression, Fluff and Sateen are being quite nice to each other. Possibly making vague threats about handcuffs and other such things, or just talking about themselves. I mean, I feel like they both quite like to talk about themselves, but Fluff's going to watch TV. Fluff, you're the first contestant that's wandered off. Normally it's Sateen. I mean, to give him credit, he does appear to be watching the Food Network, so he's gaining some skill points, but that's not what you're meant to be doing at the moment, buddy. Oh, and you've given up? Oh, for the power of dance. I mean, it looks like Sateen's going to come dance with him, but, I mean, I guess points to Fluff for cramming a lot into his hour, but not the right things, so hopefully he does better with Magma. You might notice the sofa has vanished. That was accidental. I was trying out some challenge setups in the challenge room and I forgot to put it back. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. We have Magma feeling that Fluff is immature and Fluff thinking Magma is pretentious. This is actually the first double negative impression for Magma, I think. We've had her disliking someone, him disliking her, but this is the first mutual despising, which I guess is good going for everyone except Fluff, and possibly whoever is contestant number 10. But it doesn't seem to be putting them off, despite the negative start. Fluff is pulling out some humour, which Magma does seem to like. Fluff is definitely a guy that relies on humour, I would say. His friends would say he is the life of the party. His exes would say he's late and kind of annoying. But we'll see how he performs in this challenge. For now, it's all good vibes, apparently. Like, literally, the game says good vibes. And although Magma does seem to be asking some tough questions, he doesn't seem to be failing. He's discussing his family crabs recipe. Hopefully we're talking seafood and not STIs. Yeah, why would I even say that? Definitely a little bit broken today, but hey, this video is not for kids. If you're a kid, hi, please log off. I use foul language sometimes and I can't be controlled. We're now talking about dinosaurs. Always a good conversation. I mean, I was really braced for this to go horribly wrong, but it hasn't at all, which is a testament to either them being mature or the fact that Sims broadly don't actually want to be mean to each other. Fluff's managed to get 18 friendship points. He used all of his time, and it looks like is only going to get a -1 point for moodlets because all the others are generic. Still not bad going. Which brings us to our final, but not least, contestant Carnelian Lantern, a creative, lactose-intolerant snob made for me by Dragon Plumvobs. Thank you so much again to all the creators who have taken the time to make me a sim, and they will all be linked in every episode they're in the comments. Carnelian is going for the poof. He's the first person that has chosen to sit upon the poof, and it hasn't worked for him. Sateen thinks he is in dreamland, and he thinks she's funny though, so hopefully it won't lead to anything bad. I think we have definitely confirmed that bad sentiments don't necessarily lead to bad conversations. Sometimes people just want to yell at each other. But whatever happens, everyone wants to do duck hands. People just really want to use their hands to talk about all things, all people. I can't say I'd ever really noticed that until this save, and now it's probably going to really annoy me. What we know about Carnelian is that he is a spoopy guy. He likes to write scary stories, lives in San Maraschino, and is definitely bisexual, so there is a real chance he might hit on some of the other guys. And I feel like Sateen is going to be, oh, he's doing crazy eyes. How does she feel about crazy eyes? She's laughing, but she hates it. I mean, very fake Sateen. I don't know if maybe the little pluses and minuses are on a delay, but oh dear, now we're doing insults. But he's, to be fair, he's taken it on the chin. He's just like, okay, maybe dial it back in a little bit. Are we back on the right path? Oh no, she's furious about his heart boxers, which maybe she can see up his skirt. And now he's yelling back. Oh, this has gone downhill quickly. We've got double minuses. Ah! Okay, I don't know what you did, Carnelian, but your mystery has turned out to not be Sateen's favourite story. Hopefully things go better with Magma. Do you want to be the fries to my burger? Is what I'm guessing he just said. Okay, he thinks she is unreliable, but she thinks he's interesting, so it's another slightly unfortunate way around. Hopefully time will prove that first impression wrong. I have the setting of the mod which decays the first impression over 10 days, so eventually, even if people don't interact a ton with Magma, it'll wear off. but also their interactions can counteract whatever that first impression is. Carnelian is feeling confident, so clearly, despite whatever first thoughts he had, he thinks the conversation is going well. I think it's going to be interesting, sort of the divide between contestants that maybe don't need the contest to validate them, and then the more jealous and insecure ones who might struggle a little bit with the format. I feel like Carnelian is pretty secure in himself, so if Magma likes him, that's great, but if she doesn't, then he's probably going to be fine. And that seems to be reflected in the conversation. There was definitely not an immediate spark between them, but they are having good small talk. They've discussed the weather, they've discussed the rain, they are discussing, I don't know, Magma's asking him a question, back on the weather. I mean, it's not the most scintillating conversation, and I can just see a red moodlet's dropped into Carnelian's moodlets, but overall still going pretty well, and he doesn't seem to be showing any signs of walking off, trying to break down a door and wash his hands, or anything else pressing. They haven't done the step closer to each other, but 27 points. Okay, so Carnelian actually has scored the most points with Magma out of everybody. He's got one positive moodlet, just the one, but that should be a pretty good score. As we head into the first results. Now, I did dress Carmine and Satine and try and make them have this conversation standing in formal wear, but for some reason they decided to sit in the pool, which I found quite funny, so I left it in before I changed them. You'll notice the guys are divided into two groups. On the red side, we have Team Saint, who got a positive Magma impression. On the right side, Team Sinner on the black chairs, and I've had to pose them to stop them moving around. Now, the moment of truth is Magma a saint or a sinner? So you can see here all of the contestants and their first impressions of her. And fortunately for Magma, 6 out of the 10 contestants thought that she was great. Marsh thought she was independent and capable. Midsummer thought she was adventurous. So did Bucky. Emerald thought she was admirable, and both Schino and Indy thought she was also independent and capable. Unfortunately, Pitaya thought she was unreliable, so did Carnelian. Fluff thought she was pretentious, and Bo thought she was egocentric, which means that Team Saint win this challenge. And what does that mean? That means that they are going to get to live in the mansion, and the others are going to have to go elsewhere. But first, we also did some complicated maths around overall opinions, timing, etc. I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet on the screen just now so you can have a quick peek at it. But on the top of everything that I measured, so relationships, time usage, moodlets, attraction, the overall winner was Emerald. So Emerald wins an additional positive interaction, so we're going to have Magma go ask him about his day as a little prize for making the best overall first impression on Magma Sateen and just generally getting into the spirit of the show. Oh, looks like he's just like, hey babe, you want to see a show? And he's jumped into his swimsuit, sat down to get his interaction. I mean, it's a tactic. Magma doesn't seem mad at it. Magma's actually on the edge of hysteria, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that, because you know how my game is with hysteria. And that means that 6 contestants will be moving into the bedroom up here on the top right. And the other 4, where may they be going, I see you ask? Well, that white building in the background was the prison pods. So every week, the losing team from the Saints and Sinner Challenge is going to be moved into the losing pods. And there is a pod per person, they don't have to share. It's very basic, it's not super private, but each of them has one fun item. I let their creators choose what that item was from a short list. So you'll see some people have got TVs, some people have drawing tablets, some people have got mirrors or bookshelves, and we are also whacking a research and debate podium, a mirror, and a charisma book into each room. All of those same skill objects will also be added to the mansion, but obviously in the mansion there are a lot more distractions. So whilst not being in the house means you don't have access to Magma, it does mean that you have a better chance of generating scoring skills in a given week. This week's scoring skills are going to be comedy, charisma, research and debate, and acting. And the main skill they're going to need to build is charisma and research and debate for the challenge that we will be doing in the next episode. Next episode will be a little bit less structured. We're going to follow the contestants around for a day and a half, as well as having the first skill sprint, which I will explain when I get to it. But for the time being, we're going to leave this video here. I hope that you have enjoyed meeting the 10 contestants who will be competing for Magma's heart in my definitely overthought game. We are just popping the sinners into their little pods. Colour coordinated them because I am slightly insane. Reset everyone just to make sure nothing weird is going on, and they are now in control of their own destinies. I mean, to a point. So obviously, one of the really important things is going to be seeing if anyone can take care of themselves so that they get to the challenges in good shape. Let's make sure autonomy is on. Click, click. Lovely jubbly. And we will pick up with the first of our 3 days, the first chance to see how our contestants interact in a group in the next episode. If you are enjoying this madness, please, please, please give me a little thumbs up. It means a lot. Leave me a comment. I always reply to them and it honestly makes my day. And consider subscribing because I'm going to be doing this for a while. Although the next video I upload will be one of my other series because I don't want to let them go. I'm going to try and have a schedule where I do 1 episode of each thing a week. Hopefully that works for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!